I have so many empties in front of me right now that I don't even know where I took off my wedding ring before I did my makeup. So this could be, there's a lot of empties here. Okay, hi guys and welcome to my channel. I'm KCJ and today I'm going to be showing you my empties. I will be doing a series of empties because I have like 2 years worth of empties, I think, collected. My desk is covered in Mary Kay empties. On the floor I have 2 piles. I have piles of other makeup empties, and then I have a pile of like hair care, skincare empties. And that's probably the biggest one because there's like shampoo bottles and stuff. But I have so many empties to talk to you guys about, and what I know this sounds silly that I kept these empty bottles for so long, but the idea is that I could come back and say I used all of this and this is my opinion on it. Granted, over the span of 2 years, hopefully I remember them all pretty well, but I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna get into the beginning of it. This video will be the Mary Kay empties. The next video will be a mixture of other cosmetic empties, and then the next video will be like skincare, maybe even skincare, and then hair care, because there's so many empties for me to work with and I don't want you guys to be here for like 3 years watching empties. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up and let's do this. Isn't my shower hair lovely? Okay, the first thing I'm gonna show you guys is these are, and I had some sample sizes as well that I don't see on my table, but these are the Mary Kay eye makeup removers. They're oil-free eye makeup remover, and what's so funny is that when someone told me about these, I thought it's just an eye makeup remover. It's like everything else. And I didn't really understand the hype because I knew so many people who were like, oh my gosh, I love this eye makeup remover. Like, I can't live without it. So I was thinking, okay, I gotta try it. I mean, if I'm gonna do Mary Kay stuff and help people pick their skincare and pick their makeup, I should know what I'm using and if I like it or not. So I started using this, and my director told me that it helps control the bacteria that grows on your eyes. So your eyes and your body have natural bacteria that's part of your makeup. And not your makeup, but your makeup. And the bacteria can get out of control when you fall asleep in your makeup. It rubs on your pillow. I mean, if you don't take care of your skin and your eyes, they can build up to an unhealthy amount, so to speak. And so what this does is it helps regulate that eye bacteria to a healthy balance, and it also removes your makeup without oils very, very nicely and gently as well. And this makeup remover is the only makeup remover I have found that removes the Mary Kay waterproof mascara, because their waterproof mascara is waterproof. And this is what removes it. So this does really well. It feels gentle on my eyes. I like that I can put it on there. I can maybe hold it for a second to sit into the mascara if I want to, and then finish wiping it away with a washcloth or a cotton round. But this stuff is awesome. And why I say that is because before I was using this, sometimes my allergies kind of spring up around the fall. And in the fall, my eyes kind of weep, like the corners right here will fill with water, and it'll break down the eyeshadow and eyeliner on the outside of my eye and the mascara, oftentimes. And they'll feel irritated, they kind of feel weepy. I find myself wiping and touching at them, and my eyes were doing that. And when I started using this, they no longer did that. I think I experienced that once when I was using this, only one time, as opposed to I was getting it constantly because of this allergy. And I found when I went to Oregon in the summer, whatever blooms here in the fall blooms there in the summer, because I had that similar reaction when I was in Oregon. But when I started to use this, I no longer experienced that. Like, I do not remember the last time my eyes had that kind of weepy feeling. And if they do, I've also learned you can take a lotion, like the Mary Kay Extra Emollient Night Cream, or just a simple lotion, like a good skincare lotion, and you can place it just right here, and that will help make your eyes cry less. Why? I have no idea, but it helps. Another gal here told me that, and I was like, no way. And I tried it, it works. So then I even had a friend who was like, my eyes are just really crying like this. And so I was like, girl, I got you. Pull out my little lotion, put that on for her, and she was good. So Needless to say, if your eyes do have that issue and you're not using this, you can use the moisturizer. It kind of helps. Anyways, I have 3 of these right here. I have one upstairs in my bathroom that's almost out. I've used a sample size, and this doesn't even include the ones I've used from past beyond that. So, needless to say, this stuff is awesome. So I'm gonna grab these first. I've got, and I know that I have, if I were to go back to my parents' place and find my old Mary Kay box of like the various things I saved, oh man, would be so many of these bottles, because I kept a lot because you could use them for like little pill bottles, or you could reutilize these instead of wasting them. And so I used these to hold jewelry or various things for quite a long time. So I know I have like tons of these. This is only, whoops, there goes one. It's on the floor. It's dead to me. My belly's too big to get it. These are only 4 of the ones that I've used in my lifetime. And these ones are, I have Ivory 0.5. Ivory 0.5. I think the one on the floor is an Ivory 1. And then this one is a Beige 0.5. These are the Mary Kay Mineral Powder Foundations. And they're really nice for a light coverage. If you're somebody who just wants to put a little bit of powder on, you can use their powder brush and build it up nice and have like a really nice light layer. Or if you put a liquid foundation on and then you put this over the top, you'd have a more full coverage finish. And it gives you this really, really beautiful look that lasts quite well, actually. Compared to most mineral powder foundations, I've found that I used to use some from Walmart, and I would just get so oily, and they would build up, and if I put any more on, it would build up and look worse and worse and worse and more cakey, whereas this does not appear cakey. It appears light. It's milled. All of Mary Kay's powders are milled 5 times, which is at least 2 to 3 times the industry standard alone. So these powders are so nice. There is a gal who, her name is Lori Hogg, and she used to work in all kinds of famous industries, doing fashion, makeup, and all kinds of different things. And she was invited to a Mary Kay party, and she had the typical, this is gonna be bogus opinion. And she felt the powders, and she played with the makeup, and she was like, I'm done with what I'm doing. And she purchased and went into Mary Kay when she had like an $80,000 makeup case filled with other kinds of makeup. And that says something to me. I mean, even if you hate MLMs, or you hate Mary Kay, or you hate businesses that are direct sellers, even if you hate that, that doesn't mean their product is not quality. Because that is a quality product if she would move from that to that, in my opinion. I also love these products, and I found when I was using all my other makeup products constantly, I was like, every day there was something I didn't like about my face. Every day there was something didn't turn out well, and I was like, oh, well, I'm testing a new product. And then when I switched and I started testing on the Mary Kay products, it was like every day I just looked so much better. And my look was cohesive. It kept looking good. I wasn't going, oh my gosh, I don't like that. Oh my gosh, I don't like that. Okay, mentally noted, hate that. I mean, every day I was like, wow, these are awesome products. Anywho, I used to use their mineral powder foundation quite exclusively. But recently I have used their liquid foundation actually more. I like to set it down with the translucent powder now. So I use, which I have, let's see, 3 of on my desk here. So I've got 3 of their translucent loose powders. This works for any skin tone. Okay, and these powders are, these are my new fave. Like, so I've moved from these pretty much to these, and so I use the matte foundation, and then I didn't today actually try to Flower Beauty foundation. These translucent loose powders do not have flashback, so you look great in pictures, great photo finish. It gives you a nice blurred look when you go over your makeup with it. Makes it cohesive, makes it look beautiful. And I love, love, love this powder. And I don't always use it all over the face. Sometimes I just use it in the T-zone. Sometimes I use it all over the face to get that beautiful blurred look. But it's nice even to set your under eyes and then your T-zone for more lasting wear for your makeup. And this stuff is really great because then you can pick the foundation color you want, and then you can always use this. And so even if you have a summer shade and a winter shade, like your darker in the summer and then lighter in the winter, you wouldn't have to buy a mineral powder that matches your skin shade. You would just use the translucent loose powder and then the liquid foundation that matches your skin shade. So you don't have to purchase 2 sets. You could use your translucent powder all year long, which I like. I think that's awesome. But if you like the more full coverage finish that this would do over your liquid foundation, that works too, because if you add this over your liquid foundation, you will have a very much more full coverage finish. I just prefer this for myself personally. And it's so light, so soft. Like if you were to tap it off in the lid, you can see smoke. It's so good. I tried to put this on with the air conditioning on in my car. That was the worst mistake ever. I was like putting some on my nose and whew, it was everywhere. I like inhaled it. Oh, it's so bad. I know now. Now when I do that, I'm like, okay, turn the air down, Casey. These are the 3 I'm seeing in front of me. I know I've used more than these though. I probably didn't think it was necessary to say more than 3 in here. I'd have like 40 mascaras. But this is the Mary Kay Ultimate Mascara. This is their most commonly purchased mascara, I believe. It's kind of a no-nonsense mascara. Like it works for a large gamut of people. And so this mascara gives you just a nice coat. It's volumizing, it's lengthening, it's beautiful. It does what it's supposed to. So I really like this mascara and I used it for quite a while until I started trying their other mascaras and then I fell in love more long term. So this mascara was the next one I fell in love with, and this is the Mary Kay Lash Love Mascara. And this one is more volumizing that I found personally than the Ultimate Mascara. And I like long, voluminous lashes. And so I found, okay, I'm liking this. I'm getting more fuller, more dramatic lashes with this mascara. I really like it. Okay, I'm digging this. And so I stuck with that for a while. And then I did this, and these are the Mary Kay Lash Lengthening Mascaras. And this is now my all-time fave, aside from the mascara that I just packed in my purse. But it's limited edition, so unfortunately, you can't go buy it again. But this is the Mary Kay Lash Lengthening Mascara, and I had a client who purchased this, and I was like, okay, I wonder what that's like. Like, I haven't even tried it. I should know what my product's like. And so I started using this, and I was in love. I was like, this is true love. Just kidding, it's not true love. Okay, I was in love with this mascara. I really love it because it's volumizing and it's lengthening. And then if you pair it with another mascara, you can have like almost a false lash effect, because anytime you switch between 2 mascaras, I don't know what it does, but it totally makes your eyelashes look more full. So I used these and then sometimes paired them with another mascara for just that super, super intensive look. But I love, love, love this mascara. I actually have 4 of these, I think, on my desk. 1 in my purse, 2 right here, and 2 empties. These ones are on their last leg, but I'm kind of playing with them to see how much is left. This is the Mary Kay waterproof mascara. Now, this is the one I mentioned earlier that is super, 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 super waterproof. I wear these when I'm gonna go swimming, to a funeral, or a wedding. And then I also wear it if I'm gonna work outside. So this mascara is just so, so waterproof. So you know that weepy eye problem will not touch this mascara. It is so good, so waterproof. So if you're a person that has weepy eyes, or you're gonna go swimming and you're worried about your mascara coming off, this is the mascara. This is the Lash Love one, so it's more volumizing like that second mascara I tried, but it's not, by itself, it's not my total favorite one, but I love that it has the waterproof intensity that it does. So if I'm gonna go swimming and I'm not gonna be submerging my head underwater, but if I get splashed, I want my makeup to last or something like that. If it's that kind of day, I'm gonna wear this because it's gonna totally stay on. And even if I am going swimming, like totally in the water, it'll probably still be there if I'm not messing with it. And then if you're going to a wedding, you'd cry a little bit because you're moved, great. You're going to a funeral, you're really crying, your mascara is still on. So this is awesome mascara for that. And I have been using this as I run out of my other ones. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use this for a while because it's great mascara. I've got it on the shelf. Oh, there's another Ultimate mascara, that first one. This is the Mary Kay Perfecting Concealer. This is one of the boxes for one I must have tossed. This one was in the shade Deep Ivory. This one is in the shade Deep Ivory. This one's in the shade Light Ivory, and this one's in the shade Light Ivory. So how I usually do it is Light Ivory is to set down my lid or to brighten my under eyes, or it's my wintertime concealer. And Deep Ivory is closer to my more tan concealer. I've actually been using this Deep Ivory still currently, and it's still quite lightening. I don't know if I'm darker this year or what. I did spend like the entire September and October outside on a pumpkin patch, and so I must have withheld some tan. But this tan for me, I know. But this Deep Ivory and Light Ivory are the two colors I go to. There's, I think, 3 sets. So there's like ivory, beige, and bronze. And there's 6 different colors that they offer. And so I go between Deep Ivory and Light Ivory. The Deep Ivory is great for concealing things on your face because if it's closer to your skin tone, it's going to be the best to conceal with. If you use something light to conceal blemishes, you actually make the blemish pop worse. Like, not as in physically pop, but like pop out and stand out. You want to use a color that's either smidgen darker or right on your skin tone for concealing those blemishes. So I've been loving the Deep Ivory, and that's what I have currently, but I have used the Deep and Light Ivory, obviously. It's kind of like medium coverage build to full coverage. I wouldn't say that the concealer is light coverage. Like, you could make it light coverage if you used a blending sponge, like a damp blending sponge, and blended it out. You could probably make it a little lighter. If you're using a foundation brush, it'd be a little bit harder to make it light coverage, but you still could. But it is more of a medium to full coverage concealer because you can totally build it to full coverage, and you can also use it quite easily at medium coverage, which is kind of like the baseline. So if I'm going under my eyes on a day where I'm looking pretty rough, this is great because it gives me that medium coverage, and I can build it to full if I'm still looking really rough. I like to use those on my eyelids as well to conceal veins here. So if I'm not using a foundation to set down my eye primer, I'll use one of those concealers to set it down. I'm not seeing the under eye corrector in front of me, but I have used several of the, probably at least 2 of the under eye correctors, and it has like a little bit of an orange hue to take out dullness or dark circles, maybe baggy eyes. If you use that under eye corrector, it helps take those away, and then you can go over the top with a concealer, or you can mix them together, and then you have a nice light and bright under eye. So they repackaged these foundations about a year and a half ago, something like that. Yeah, something like that. They used to look like this. And so these were the ones I was using. I had Beige 300, Ivory 100, and Beige 300. Ivory 100 was really, really, really light for me. So it was like the intenseness of winter, or I could actually use it to brighten and highlight. So I could go under my eyes with it. I could go down here. Anywhere I wanted to brighten up, I could use with this. But the Beige 300 is what I liked in the summertime for when I had a little bit of tan. So winter, summer, those were my shades. And then they actually reformulated the shades as well, so there's more shade options. If you were a Beige 300 before, you might not be a Beige 300 anymore. So I have 3 eyebrow pencils in front of me. I know I've used more than that once again, but these are the ones I kept in my empties for show. These shades I have blonde, blonde, and dark blonde. So what I found is that the blonde is very light. It's very much more natural to my skin tone, but as my hair color, as my hair gets darker, as I get older, I'm like, okay, so I'm not totally just blonde anymore. I used to be like, when I was 4, I was like white blonde. And then I was like strawberry blonde throughout. Well, I was blonde, and then I was strawberry blonde, and then I was blonde again, and then now I'm like dirty blonde. I don't even know what I am anymore. But this is not totally natural either. I tried dark blonde because I thought the other blonde was just a little too light, but then the dark blonde is a little too red, actually. So now that my hair is not as red strawberry blonde, I prefer the just straight blonde because it just gives me a really natural brow. Like, it's a great match. It's not necessarily like bam brow that you're just like, dang, her brows are on point. I mean, they are on point, but they blend, they look natural. It's not a statement brow. Like, it looks like it is my real brow, which is what you would want. So the blonde and the dark blonde. They have a really super fine tip. They're totally out. I can't even show you anymore because they're so flat out. But they have a really fine tip, which reminds me of the e.l.f. Precision Brow Liner. This is the Mary Kay Precision Brow Liner. Precision Brow Liner. The e.l.f. has a similar name on one of theirs, and it kind of reminds me of that one. It also reminds me of the Anastasia. What is it called? The Anastasia Brow. I don't remember what it's called, but that one has a super fine tip as well, and these kind of remind me of that, and it's like that gel formula you can build up. You can make little hair-like flicks, or you can make a full filled-in brow. You can just kind of fill in where it's needed. It's very versatile because it is a precision brow pencil, though. It's not necessarily like, if you have to do a lot of work on your brow, it will take a little longer. It's just not going to go on like, boom, I have a brow on. It's like you got to take your time and make it look beautiful or fill it in very well. It is an awesome brow pencil though. I love it. As soon as I run out of the ones I've been currently using, which are very cheap, I've just been testing it and they're fast, and when you're pregnant sometimes fast is what you want. Okay, so I have an eyeliner and a lip liner in front of me. This is the eyeliner in the shade Deep Brown. They all come with this little tip that you can take off the end, and then you can pull your gel liner out and sharpen it here. You twist it and it gives you that fine tip once again. This eyeliner goes on so smoothly, so smoothly. I have tried, I don't even know how many eyeliners, and I'm over here holding my eye, pulling them out, trying to get it on, or wooden eyeliners that just don't go on smoothly. And I've tried so many eyeliners, and this glides on like a miracle. It is so smooth. I've been trying to use up all my other eyeliners because I'm not a person that likes to waste things that I have, but as soon as I'm out of all those, I will only own these eyeliners probably, and maybe like a couple with fun colors. Then the lip liner, very similar, goes on intensely smooth, has a sharpener on the end as well. There are several different shades of the lip liners. This one is in the shade Medium Nude. This is like the perfect wedding color. I loved using this on some brides that I did their makeup for, and it gives you that beautiful like romantic pink if you build it up all the way. Like you could line and use another one, or you could build this up as your full color and then go over with a gloss. And this is a really, really beautiful shade. I loved this shade. It is a little bit more pink though. If you're not into like the romantic pink look, you might not necessarily like it. But then there's a deep nude shade, which is much more brown, and then there's the light nude shade, which is what I have on under my lip gloss today. So it's a very light nude, light pink nude. And then there's a couple other colors as well. But these lip liners are bomb. When I have them on my shelf, I forget about all the other lip liners I have, literally. Like, I don't use any other ones. Alright, so I have 3 lip glosses in front of me. I have 5 more of these on my shelf. They've reformulated them to, somewhat reformulated. They're reformulated and repackaged now. I'm not actually positive if they still sell them like this. I need to go check online. They have the new unlimited lip glosses, and they are awesome. Those are my new fave lip glosses. So good. Nice light sheer pigment, gives you color, but is still sheer. It's natural, it goes on light, it's not sticky. Love those glosses. These glosses are the ones that I purchased before I was ever even in Mary Kay. I lived with a gal, my roommate sold Mary Kay, and she had a little party, and I tried some things, and the lip glosses were something I really loved. So I always purchased from her the Berry Tart color and the Rich Spice color. There was one other really light, a really light sheer one that I used as well, but these were my 2 favorites because this gave me like that really nice purpley berry look. I mean, it totally is my color. Like, I love this color. And then this one was a beautiful sparkly brown, and this made, like, I would wear this for performances or if I was trying to be a little bit more dolled up. And this one is very pigmented. Like, it was not just a sheer lip gloss. Like, you could apply it sheerly, like just get a little and smear it throughout your lips, but it could also go on like very full colored lip gloss. And they're awesome little sizes. Now they've been reformulated to a more hip trendy size, and I do enjoy that size. I have no issue with either size, to be honest. But this, these were a nice tiny one, like you could put in your pocket. This one had like actual glitter specks in it, and the berry one did not. I went through so many of these that I I used them for like pills. This is silly. So I would clean this out all the way, like clean it, dishwash it, totally clean it. There's no makeup left on it. And I would put like your ibuprofen, acetaminophen, or Benadryl into these to put in my purse, because I have horrible, I have a deathly allergy, so I have to always have Benadryl with me. And then what woman doesn't carry acetaminophen on her most of the time? Like, let's be real, at least once a month you're gonna need it. So it's nice to have a little tiny bottle like this. And I went out and I tried to find like pill bottles at the store, and the ones where, at least where I was living, they were like $7 a piece. And I was like, no. And so I washed these out and used them. Like resourceful. Yeah, buddy. You may think I'm crazy, but it's not wasteful. This was the Mary Kay Cream eyeshadow. They had a couple different shades, and Beach Blonde was my favorite shade. I used this as a primer, actually. So I'd put this on my lids every single time, and then I'd put on concealer or eyeshadow, or concealer then eyeshadow, and it would make my makeup last so long. Like, my eyeshadow, I didn't ever worry about it creasing, because it was one of the greatest primers. The only other one I've found that was up next to it was the Pure Cosmetics Get a Grip primer. That one was boss too. And to be honest, I probably need to purchase it. But I'm going to try some other eye primers to kind of get my feels out for what I like. This one was discontinued, and they reformulated it into this. And this is their new Light Beam liquid eyeshadow. So they have... This was like a liquid eyeshadow, but in a pressed formula. And this one comes out with a little doe foot applicator. I haven't quite finished this one off. It's almost beginning to go. But this one is great. I love the color. I love that it's a little bit more golden. But the problem is it doesn't make my eyeshadow stay on as long as this one did, which is really sad to me, because that's what I wanted it to do. So, needless to say, I'm looking for a new eye primer. But this was my favorite eye primer. So I went through tons of these, and I've only gone through one of these so far because it's the newest formulation. I know I have another one of these somewhere. I literally just finished another bottle. This is the Mary Kay finishing spray, makeup finishing spray, and this stuff is beast. I love it. I combined this and the Hard Candy Long Wear setting spray on my wedding day, and I have oily skin. Like, my makeup does break down. And on my wedding day, when I used those two sprays together, my makeup still looked good at like 2 a.m. And I put it on way before that. I mean, I was so proud and thankful that my makeup looked that good all day long, because I do have oily skin. My makeup does break down. I do have to go touch it up sometimes, especially at an event where you're going to be there all day long. Recently, I've gotten way better, and I've started to kind of find what doesn't break down on my face. But at the time, I did not have all those things that were working. And when I combined this setting spray and the Mary Kay, and the Hard Candy Longwear setting spray, my makeup lasted all dang day. So good. And then, so I've been using this recently. I use this on brides to help their makeup stay on longer, so they can also enjoy their day and look beautiful all day long. It helps settle in your makeup and makes it look more skin-like, and then it also helps you have a very much more long-lasting look. One thing I didn't know before I used setting sprays is how much they do make a difference in your overall look. If you're using a lot of powders, it helps bring back your natural skin finish instead of just looking like you have powder all over your face. And this is one of the best setting sprays I've ever used, because I'm very picky being an oily skin girl. Like, if it doesn't hold up, it ain't gonna be in my collection. And this spray is bomb. Unfortunately, I wish it was actually way bigger than this. Like, I wish the bottle was like that long because I use this stuff up. There's a little in there. Do you think it'd come out and love me? Oh, feels so good too. And it has one of those nice light sprays instead of like a streak of stream into your face like so many other setting sprays. I used this set for a long time, and I don't have all the pieces. I've clearly thrown them away. But for a really long time, I used their Botanical Effects set. It's kind of the no-nonsense skincare. So, like, oftentimes young women between, like, 17 and 20, 22, something like that, will use the Botanical Effects if they're not concerned with skin aging and they don't have acne. It's just a great, nice, gentle cleanser set. And I used this for years. I had horrible acne. I tried everything for a really long time, and that's a whole nother video in itself. But after I used Accutane and my acne healed up, I had to use a gentle cleanser, a gentle set. And so what I used for years, I am not even kidding, years, was the Botanical Effects set. And they used to have two different formulations. They had a combination oily and a normal dry. And now, after they've reformulated from this look to this look, it's just one combination. There's another one. Oh, there's a toner as well. I don't have the toner up here. I didn't find myself using the toner a ton. I did for a long, long time, until I got married, actually. And then once I got married, I started just using these two. The cleansing gel and then the moisturizing gel. A gel is often really good for oily skin. It helps you not continue to be oily. It helps you retain the moisture and help you not produce excess sebum, is often why people use moisturizing gels when they have oily skin. So this one had a moisturizing gel and the cleanser and a toner. And I think the set with all three was like $54. And because I was a consultant, I could get it at a discount. So to me, it was actually cheaper than things I could even get at the drugstore. So I got high-end skincare for half the price. This is still my favorite mask that Mary Kay offers. I have two masks here. This is the charcoal mask, and this one is so much fun. I can even get my husband to do this with me, and I love that. And this helps remove impurities. Activated charcoal is super good for your skin. There's so many benefits to this. This helps remove bacteria that's really deep in there as well. So if you do have acne-prone skin, this is awesome to take out that deep nastiness. And basically, who doesn't love a charcoal mask? Like, it's always getting grime out of your skin, like the deep grime, and bringing out a nice new finish. I have somewhere, one of my videos talks about activated charcoal and how good it is for you, and that's what this mask is. This mask is the Moisture Gel Renewal Mask. Did I say that right? Moisture Renewing Gel Mask, so dyslexic. This stuff, I've used tons of these, like tons of these. This is my favorite mask because as someone who has oily skin, but I'm a combination oily girl, my skin is really dry, but produces excess sebum because it's dry. And then my T-zone gets oily, whereas the outsides of my face and my under eyes are like starving for moisture. So what's cool about this is that when I wasn't getting enough moisture at night, I would put my moisture gel on, or whatever moisturizer I was using at the time, and then I would put this over the top. So right before I go to bed, I'd put this on. And instead of washing it off, because it says you can wash this off after 10 minutes or you can leave it on, because it's not a mask that you can see. It's a clear mask, so it just looks like you have nice, beautiful, dewy face. And so when you put this on, you can go to bed with it, and then you get all that hydration overnight. And so this stuff is bomb. And I've been drying out lately because I switched my skincare regimen because I was using the one with retinol, and you're not supposed to use retinol while you're pregnant. So I'm using the set just below that set currently, and it's an awesome set, great skincare, but I need more moisture, and so this is what I'm going to be adding, actually, like ASAP for that extra moisture. This is my favorite mask. I gifted this to my mom, and she's like, what is that stuff? It's so good. And so she loves this too. We're diehards for the moisture gel mask. So the set I was just talking about that had retinol in it was this set. So this is the Mary Kay Timewise Repair set. It's the Volufirm set. These are the two cleansers I've used, and I have upstairs more of my other one of these. The retinol one I haven't finished yet. So I've completed 2 sets of this, and what it entails is a cleanser, a night cream, and a day cream, a lifting serum, And the eye cream that I actually have upstairs in my bathroom right now. Apparently not down here. I'm literally like have this much left in there. But the lifting serum goes the fastest, I find, because it's so easy to go overboard with this because it's so good. It smells amazing. It feels amazing. It's like my favorite part of this regimen. And so sometimes, like, if I was trying to conserve money, I would only use it in the evening, or I would only use it certain times. But because this is the step that you'd probably have to repurchase within the regimen before you ran out, because it's just so good. And you just want to like take pumps and pumps and pumps and pumps of it. But it's so good. And then the first step is the cleanser. This stuff takes forever to run out of. Like, I'm pretty sure both times it took me about 6 months to complete the cleanser alone. And so I was almost running out of the other things before I ran out of the cleanser. And so I was like, if I'm going to run out of this all at once, I'm just going to use lots of the cleanser. And so this cleanser is awesome. It gives you a beautiful, dewy, bright skin, like the best skin I've had in my life I saw with this cleanser. And then afterwards, in the daytime, you would use the day serum. Has SPF 30 in it, and you pump it. So you'd go like this right here, and then the product comes out here, you swipe it with your finger, and you put it all over. And it's a very intensive moisture cream, and I even like pulled off the top so I could get every little bit out of it. If you were really oily, you might actually need less of, because it's a very thick moisturizer. And then you'd use the night cream at night, and this one has retinol in it and has the exact same packaging. You pump it out, scoop it up, put it on your face. The SPF for the day, and you have the retinol for the night. It's a super, super, super intensive anti-aging set, so it's for advanced signs of aging and for really dry skin. So why I loved it is because the really dry skin, and then also I think they say after 25 is when your skin starts to age. Your skin's aging like life ages your skin. Like, you'd be shocked that only 20% of your skin aging actually comes from the natural process. Like, a lot of it comes from just life and environmental factors. Like, extrinsic and intrinsic factors are what break down your skin and cause aging. So this is the most advanced set that Mary Kay sells, and I love, love, love this set. So as soon as I run out of my other sets and I'm not pregnant anymore and I can have the retinol, I'll go back to this set. So also, I don't have all the pieces here, but I have at least 3 out of 5. This was the this set I just showed you. They have a travel size set. So this is the lifting serum for that travel size set. They have the cleanser, they have the night cream, the day cream, and then the little tiny eye gel. And so that's how I actually found out that I love this set. Is I found it in there was a secondhand store where somebody obviously gets tons of makeup given to them or sent to them, or they just purchase makeup like crazy. And so there's all this untouched, unopened makeup, and they had one of these sets, and it was $5, and so I purchased it. And I put it in my travel bag for a music tour where I was going to be gone for like 2 weeks, and having that huge bulky set or another bulky set just takes up a lot of space, whereas this set takes up really little space. And I saw within those 2 weeks dramatic difference for my skin, and that's what totally switched me to use this set, because I saw so much more like my skin was more lifted, it was more supple, it was more hydrated. I saw drastic difference in my skin when I switched to this. So yeah, it only took a travel set to get me hooked. This, somewhere else I have the other size. This is a sample size of the Pore Minimizing Serum, and you can get a sample size of the microdermabrasion set. So the microdermabrasion set has the microdermabrasion, and then it has the pore filling serum. And so this, or pore minimizer, my bad. So you use the microdermabrasion first, and then you wash that off, and then you use the pore minimizer to close up those pores you just got all the gunk out of. And this is also cool if you're a person that finds you don't like the size of your pores. If your pores look big and you are trying to minimize them, you could add this as a step before. So you put your moisturizer on, you put all your good stuff on, and then before you're doing your makeup, you would apply this and then your primer. And it would help your pores to appear more minimized. I find the Mary Kay foundation primer, when you apply it in circular motions, you can basically fill those pores and you won't even notice them anyways, whether your pores are large or not. So the foundation primer, you could almost skip this step, but this is that elevated extra step of bringing those pores closed and minimized and beautiful. I did microdermabrasion the other day in my bathroom, and then I put the Pore Minimizer on after my lotion, and I was like, oh, this just feels so good. Like my skin just feels like I went to a spa. I just got my pamper on in my bathroom for like a fraction of the price. I only have 4 things left. This is the foundation primer I just mentioned. This is the foundation primer sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF 15. So this has SPF 15, which is awesome. So you can protect your skin. And then also it is a pore filling like primer. So there's different primers have different agendas, so to speak, or different purposes. And this is a primer that gives you that flawless look. It helps you have an even canvas, so your skin looks all like very similar, the same texture. It helps remove texture, it helps fill in pores. So when you take a foundation brush like the Mary Kay foundation, I don't have one next to me apparently, their liquid foundation brush, and you apply it in circular motions with this primer, you fill in those pores from 360 degrees, and then you have this beautiful finish. I did it for my sister-in-law one day. She was asking like what she would like or something like that, and so she had told me she wishes her pores were smaller and she loves concealer. So I put the Pore Minimizer, or I put this on and I brushed it around her chin, anywhere I saw her nose, I saw pores, her forehead, like the T-zone basically, a little bit under her eyes, and then I put a little bit of concealer on. And she was like, wow, that is so good. And so it makes a drastic difference if you have large pores or if you want to minimize the look of skin texture. So this is actually my new favorite primer. I used to really like the No Problem primer by Touch in Soul. I liked the Cover FX blurring primer. I mean, I still have the other primers some of the primers that I still enjoyed and liked, but for my go-to, I want to look flawless look, this is what I use. This is the best primer I've ever used. This is the Mary Kay CC cream in the shade Very Light. I used this for a long time when I wasn't even wearing foundation. And yeah, there's nothing left in this. It has a little pump on the end to pump out the product. And it has SPF 15 in it, so it gives you a little bit of that sun protection. So what I love this for is going on road trips in the summer to the beach or something like that. Then I don't have to have like a full face of makeup on that the ocean's gonna break down, or if I really am just like, I just wanna get out the door and I just want that nice sun-kissed glow. Then you can use the color correcting cream which is CC color correcting cream. So it just helps even your skin tone out, give you a little touch of moisture and SPF, and give you a really, really, really nice natural look. I actually find a lot of the brides and bridesmaids in this area that I've done makeup for don't love a super, super full coverage face. They like it to be a little bit more natural actually. And so oftentimes I've gone in with the CC cream and then they love the finish because it just looks like their skin but better. So this is awesome for that reason. I recently had a client just say, I don't wear my foundation enough because I don't wear that like intensive of a full coverage look enough. Do you have something else I might like? And so I mentioned the CC cream to them and they loved it because it's perfect. It helps just kind of even your skin tone, give you that SPF and moisture. So fast, so simple, awesome. This is literally what I use as foundation for a long time. And sometimes on days where I'm just like, I just want some moisture and a little bit of color, I'll still use this. Okay, last 2 things. I almost have one more of these empty actually. This is the Mary Kay contour shade in Latte. I remember when I first got into makeup, I was like, why does Mary Kay not have contour? Like, get with the program, people. But I didn't realize they have pressed powder and cream powder foundations that come in like various colors, so you can actually make a contour palette. You would pick your light color, you pick your dark color, you have contour. But not everybody just associates that, obviously. And so they created a actual contour shade. They have 2 shades, Latte and Cocoa, I think. So Latte is the lighter shade for light to medium skin tones, and then Cocoa is the deep shade for deep skin tones. And they also created highlights. So I was very happy that they were on trend there. And this, I love this stuff. I used it all. Like, look at that pan. She empty. And I have another one that's about to be empty. I really love their Illuminating Bronzer, which I'm sad was limited edition because when it's gone, it's gone. So sometimes I don't go full out with contour. Like I didn't use contour today. I just use a little bit of that Illuminating Bronzer. But on a day where I'm trying to get that really chiseled look or remember what it was like to have cheekbones before I got pregnant. Just kidding. I used contour before I got pregnant too. But it's really nice because the powder is fast. I wasn't a giant fan of liquid contours because they take longer because you really got to blend them out, even though liquid contour sometimes looks the most natural compared to powders that people can make a little bit more muddy looking. But this is such a great shade. I loved this. So I could put the contour on, do a little bit of bronzer, and so natural instead of just looking stripey. I have used 2 or 3 of these actually. Okay, very last thing. Wow, this has been a long video. This is the Mary Kay brush cleaner. This is awesome. I love it when I'm like, okay, I would love that brush. I just want to use it for another pigment. So then I just spray it onto my little washcloth. I brush off my brush and then that pigment is gone and it's cleaned. And it's antiseptic to an extent. So it's awesome for that. And then if it's, I usually go a little bit more intense if I'm doing a deep clean of my brushes. I'll oftentimes wash them in actual water instead of just doing this. But if I'm just cleaning off a little bit, I'll use these, or for regular cleanings of my brushes that, okay, I use that for a week, I'm gonna brush them off and clean them. Or if I'm doing makeup for a bunch of people at a wedding, I just did the bride and oh my gosh, I want that brush again. And so I will clean it up and use it again. And so it's really nice for getting a fast brush clean instead of having to wait for your brushes to totally like dry. One thing, so I tried this the other day just to test it. I was like, I wonder if you could put your brushes in the dishwasher. I was like, this is a terrible idea. They're totally gonna break. And Google totally says, yes, put them in the dishwasher. And I was like, okay, I'll try it with a couple brushes. Mistake. Should not have done that. Bad girl. Anywho, it like discolored some, chipped off their packaging in some extent, loosened some. It was a horrible idea. Do not do that. That was so dumb. I knew it was gonna be bad though, but I was like, for experiment's sake, so I can tell people I'm gonna try it. There you go. Don't do it. Anywho, this is the brush cleaner. It's one of the most inexpensive products that Mary Kay has too. So, I mean, it's like 10 bucks. It's an awesome gift for somebody who loves to use makeup, because how often do you forget to wash your brushes? And this simple step can take seconds to keep your brushes clean and to keep those pigments like very true to the pigment that's on your brush instead of a blend of multiple pigments. So that concludes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, gave you a little bit of information, or filled some time up for you if you're still stuck in quarantine and you needed something to watch. I have still 2 huge piles next to me. Like, the skincare and hair care pile is massive. It's like the size of the lower half of my body. And then the pile next to it is also another makeup, like cosmetic pile of brands other than Mary Kay. So if you are interested in seeing those 2 empties videos, 2 to 3, depending on how long it takes, make sure to like and subscribe so you can come back and see those videos. If you hit the notification bell, it will actually tell you when I upload them. So if you don't hit the notification bell, you'll go through your feed and you'll be like, oh, she put out a new video. If you do the notification bell, it'll be like, dude, Casey just uploaded, go watch. So it'll actually notify you on your cell phone. I love having you guys here, and I love to I'm excited to see my community grow and have a nice positive outlet for people where you feel safe, you feel loved, you know how much you're worth, and that you're already enough, that you don't need to prove that you have worth. You don't need to prove that you're already enough. You are already such an awesome person, and I love having you in my community. So if that sounds fun, make sure to stay and hang out with me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys. My voice is thinning out. Here's one of the boxes I forgot on the mineral powder foundation. No, it's not fall. Yet I'm using this cup. Oh, I'm so pregnant. Okay. And I'm so bad. Hit the notification bell. Okay. And subscribe and come back and hang out with me.